Alright, so once we have created our project and we're now into our Unity, we just need to click on the plus button and right click. In the inspector, you'll see that view an option. You can go into the scene and set up network in the scene. Once you click on that, you'll see two things: a prototype network start and prototype runner. The prototype runner is basically contain all the callbacks. If you remember that on connected, on player joined, on player left, these are all the callbacks that it contains. And if we go into the prototype network start, it consists of the GUI. For example, once you'll just play the scene, it consists of multiple options, whether you want to start them manually, on start and connect it to which region and all these functionalities. You can, which type of games you want to start, shared client, multiplayer, solos. These are the options that it's gonna give you. Now for the next thing, we're going to have a plane in our game where the player basically can move around. So I'm going to just change the scale from 10 and 10 in X and Z location, and then I'm going to name it as ground. And the next thing obviously that I want to make here is my I'm just trying to change a bit of the color of the sunlight so that it looks quite normal here. Yeah, now let's create our player. So it's like a network object. First thing that we want to add is the network object. Everything that you want to instantiate and you want to have into your network, you must attach the network object to that. The next is the network transform. For example, if your player is moving and everything that is being seen is synchronized across the network. It has multiple options, but we're not going to go into the detail of each of these sections. That's for later. Right now we're just going to create a very basic start of our multiplayer project. So now it's time to create the prefab of the player so that we can install instantiate or spawn this player. Once the prefab has been created, I'm going to create the script where I can instantiate this player at runtime. It's better if you optimize your project hierarchy, either it's your scene or either it's your project, because if you're going to maintain your project, it's good for you either you open it after a year or so. So in our player spawner script, we are going to just derive it from our simulation behavior class. The simulation behavior class is the base of functionalities or the behavior. Objects that are derived from these objects can be associated with the network runner or a simulation. So the network object, so anything that is just associated with it, the component will be associated with the network entity, right? So that's why we're using the simulation behavior here. And the iPlayer join is basically a class that from which we can get the callbacks, like the player join is a function of it. It's going to tell us whether the player joined the room or not. And here, if we're checking, we're getting the reference of our player. First of all, as the player that we want to instantiate. If player is equal to runner or the local player, we want to instantiate our player on obviously on our side and across the network. So we are using runner, right? So the runner is basically going to spawn our player using the randomization, and the rotation is quaternion rotated. Here I'm using random for range 0 3. It means that it could randomly it could just use anything between 0 and a 3. So for example, if I'm going to instantiate multiple instances, it could use different exposition. So now coming back into the Unity after saving my script, I'm going to attach that script to the prototype runner that already contain the callbacks. So here we need to assign the player that we want to instantiate, and let's see if our player is being instantiated or not. So yeah, that's the joy function. I'm going to click on the start shoot client. Okay, yeah, the player is being instantiated. We cannot move the player, but it's at least it's instantiated in the position it's showing.